everywhere we look, we could see greed, okay? We see that in society. We see that in the news. People are falling into greed. When there's greed, there's lack of charity. That's why there's a lot of poor people in the world. But also, some people would even steal and commit murder, okay? And we saw also people in authority could also fall into graft and corruption. So and also within our hearts, all of us suffer from varying degrees of greed. And in our first reading today, come now, you rich people, weep and wail for the miseries that are coming to you. Your riches have rotted, and your clothes are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver have rusted, and the rust will be evidence against you, and it will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure for the last days. I think for us to be able to overcome greed, we need to have a proper perspective about our material possession. Saint Francis de Sales, in his book, Introduction to the Devout Life, he says, if you are inclined to avarice or greed, think of its folly. It makes us slaves to that which was intended to serve us. Okay? Remember how we must leave everything when we die. Perhaps those who get our wealth then will only squander it, and even to their ruin. Okay? Proper perspective of our material possession. And greed is an inordinate desire for material possession, which is one of the 7 deadly sins. So how do we overcome this? There's a term, Latin term called agere contra. Okay? So if the iron is bent this way, you have to bend it this way so that it will go straight. We could only overcome sin by doing acts of charity. Okay? And that's why it's so good. Lent is coming up. And in Lent, there's prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Okay? We need to make a habit of being charitable to others, so that after Lent, hopefully it's already a habit, you're going to continue doing that, even if it's not Lent. 365 days, we need to be generous to other people. Saint Teresa of Avila once said this, Christ has no body now but yours, no hands, no feet on but yours. Yours are the eyes through which he looks compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. You are the hands through which he blesses all the world. We're the hands, we're the feet, and we're the eyes of Jesus right now. This is also the antidote to what we heard in our gospel today. Because our hands, our eyes, and our feet could lead us to sin. And by doing acts of charity with our eyes, hands, and feet, it will help us overcome the sin of greed. As we pray, ask the Lord, Lord, how do you want me to be more generous? And also when we fast, what are the things that we could fast from? Fast from, not just from food, but also fast from the things that you don't need, so that we will be able to be generous to other people. The Lord exhorts us, don't store yourselves treasures here on earth. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust will not be able to destroy that treasure, where thieves will not be able to break in and steal that treasure, because it's safe in heaven. Okay? So let's have a proper perspective of our material possession and ask for the grace to be more generous to our less fortunate brothers and sisters.